This part is now about invisible things. It is about the little things running behind the scenes, which have so much impact of the work of our customer administrators or our own help desk. By making deployment, administration and installation easier, we reduce your costs and improve user and admin satisfaction. So let's talk about invisible things. Best to start with, we made FortiServer invisible. Not completely new, when you launched FortiServer as service on Windows, it was running headless already. The feature set became widely increased. You can now launch not only FortiServer, but also the client, the remote application, with Merge Volume Desktop, as headless application. There is no window, no menu bar, not even displayed in the Windows taskbar or Mac dock. The application is running invisible. This makes not only sense for the server, but also for a service client, supposed to run invisible in the background. And yes, supported not only for Windows, also for Mac. This goes along with a set of additional features. An invisible application cannot display a message. So if your code runs an alert or confirm, or there is a not catch syntax error, FortiServer automatically cancels the dialog and redirects the message into a log file. The server or application will not get blocked or waiting forever for a user response. It just goes on, and you can check later the log for unexpected messages. Invisible means no server admin window. As you might have seen in the blog, we added in the last versions step by step all commands needed to replace the admin window with your own code. Even commands to kill a process or disconnect users are available. We posted blog posts with examples how to build your own server admin window, either as FortiDialog on a client computer or as a web-based interface. You might assume the direction we are going. A future version will support an additional internal web server, only used for administrative purpose, running a web interface for all admin tasks. The web server will be active before you even open the structure or data file, to allow backup and restore or other MSC operations. We started a while ago to relocate files with a final goal to allow read-only applications. Last steps are now done with V18 in project mode. Files such as user and group directory, log files, application settings and backup settings move to the data file location out of the structure. When you use the project mode, some files change format and position. The logs folder containing debug or network request log is no longer stored beside the structure, but now beside the data file, simply because this folder has read-write rights. And if you are using several data files, like tests and production data, you automatically get different logs for this. And you can see the backup settings also go now beside the data file. And finally, user passwords and groups are no longer stored inside the structure, inside the FortiB itself. They are a separated text file beside the data file. And when you build a project-based application, it just zips the content, zip format. This meaning that the file becomes smaller, about 2 or 3 times smaller as a FortiC file. It's a nice additional benefit. In most networks, you will notice a faster update speed when connecting clients to the server. To summarize, 2 main benefits for your administrators and your help desk. Easier updates of existing installations, as these files cannot be overridden anymore by accident. And as nothing inside the structure will be changed any longer, the application can be installed in the read-only directory. Part of deployment is signing and authorization on macOS. We constantly enhance our automatic build process to make notarization easier for you. All the boring pre-work is done automatically. The last step you need to do yourself is to upload the created file to Apple, wait for an approval which could take minutes, an hour and up to a day, and then finally assign the stamp to the file and finished. Now from the server to the client. We changed many things. I want to focus here on 2 new features. 2 summits ago we talked about LDAP, last summit about Active Directory. Some of you might use these external directories, some might use their own, like your own user table. While all this works fine, the hassle was how to tell 4D the name of your already identified user. How to make 4D to show your own username in the logs in the admin window and get current user command. So the new command setUserAlias is doing all that for you. It looks like a simple command, but could have a major impact in the way you handle your user directory. And another feature here is about if you run several servers. Normally you run only one server in an office. So you need one remote on each computer. That's a simple thing. But some needs to run several servers. In the past you needed to duplicate for the client once for each needed server access. It worked, but uncomfortable. So good news, no tricks needed anymore. You can connect the client to server 1 or 2. You can connect 2 clients to 2 different servers on the same computer. You can even run 2 instances of the same client connecting to 2 different servers. A build client using a merged volume desktop can be compiled to allow multi-instance use, so the user can launch several instances without the need to duplicate. If one client uses several servers or several clients on the same computers connects to the same single server, all works just out of the box. With some hacks this was possible with v17, but it was not easy to do. So the good news, now just launch it, 4D will handle everything automatically. And that's not all. You can now handle the complete login process yourself. Show a list of servers, in-house or in the cloud. Check and display the availability. Combine the server selection with your own login data. Using it for the first login, or if you already connected, just switch to another server on the fly. So how does this work? Surprisingly simple. Imagine you could build a remote app including some code which is executed even before a server is selected. And that's the whole trick. First this code is executed, then it switches itself to become a remote client. To repeat that to avoid misunderstandings, switch your application and not quit and start another one. So this is super fast and without screen redraw, just switches itself. This was just some highlights of new features introduced with v18 helping the admin.